Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Business. Thanks again for tuning in. I truly hope that you find our show informative and helpful. So for August, so far we've had resources for small business such as Department of Business and Industry, SBA, and of course we've had David from the airport. It is so important to know that resources such as these are available for small business owners, as of course anything helps when you are running a small business. We have another great guest tonight, but let's begin with, so what are the other available resources that are out there for small businesses? I already mentioned SBA, but I've got to mention them again because guess what? They truly are one of the most important ones. They have tips, articles, studies, and even grant opportunities. For a new business, they help with planning and, of course, funding. For the more experienced businesses that are up and running, they can help with counseling and also funding to get your business to the next level. And then there's the state's small business agency. So in every state that you live in, you will have some state-funded agencies that all they do is help small businesses. Our state has massive numbers of available resources, agencies from contracting to help with growth to small business advocacy. Let me give you some examples. Business and Industry, we've had them as a guest. They are the ones that have the roadmap, so they help guide small businesses or aspiring businesses on what to do. We have what it's called PTAC, and please forgive us. Government loves initials with acronyms. So the PTAC means Procurement Technical Assistance Center. What they do is they help businesses with government contracts. From Clark County, there's SBOP and BDAC. So SBOP is the Small Business Opportunity Program, and the BDAC is the Business Development Advisory Council, both of whom help small businesses grow and ensure that minority businesses have equal chance. There's the WEC, the Women's Business Enterprise Council. Same thing. They want to make sure that women-owned businesses get all the resources that they need. SBDC, one of them that I cannot wait to get in the show, Small Business Development Council. They are fantastic. I was just in one of their events this past week, and they do so much from counseling, licensing, mentoring, to even, advocacy for small businesses. But SBDC is a very important an agency that you have. Then there's GoEd, Governor's Economic Development Team. They give out grants. They recruit businesses from other states to move here from Nevada. And then, of course, I've got to do a personal plug for my office, the Office of Small Business Advocacy. We help with small business issues, compile the data, and make recommendations on how we can make that better, and then give out resources that we know of from other agencies. There's SCORE. SCORE does a lot of mentoring, especially on how to start a business. These are non-paid volunteers, ex-business owners. Then you have networking groups and advocacy groups. Some are free, some you have to pay. Things such as the chambers, groups such as NABO or ECHO. And it's always good to join these because, of course, networking is very important, making connections. And then advocacy groups are always good because now you are in same company as people that have same issues that you have, sometimes same industry, and there's always power in numbers. So when you're looking for answers or maybe going to legislation to ask for help, it's always better when there's more members or business owners. There's a ton of free online courses available for small businesses. There are many big businesses and schools that offer free online courses to small business, from marketing to website development to different topics. Entities such as Coursera, you can look them up, Coursera. Google gives out free classes on website development, search engine optimization. GoDaddy, another one. There's one called Udacity, Udacity. MIT offers a lot of free business courses. Stanford, even banks like Enterprise Bank, you can sign up for. They call it I think the Enterprise University, and they've got a lot of different free courses that you can sign up for. All you need to do is enroll and enjoy those free classes. Then you have things like Google Maps, Google My Business, Gmail, and even Google Drive. These are all free things that you can use when you're starting out your business, so you keep the costs down. Google Maps, of course, yeah, logistics, looking for stuff. Google Maps, I mean, Google My Business, Gmail, we all know we need email, definitely. And then, of course, Google Drive. There's WordPress for website and blogs that you can use. And then there's also hubs and incubators to keep the costs down that you can join. Shared space, they offer mentoring, connections. And then as far as marketing is concerned, of course, there's MailChimp for email marketing, and then social media platforms. These are free resources for your business. And we all know social media are very, very important nowadays for business. And then there's, of course, even the libraries have different kinds of resources that you can use. So these are just some of the examples of what's available for business owners. The key really is looking for them and using them, because a lot of people don't use them. That is also the biggest challenge. We are working on getting it better as far as getting the word out on what's available for small business owners, especially in the minority community. Just remember, as a business owner, it's truly important for you to look for any available resources that can help you. All right, so let's take our break. When we come back, we're going to bring in our guest, another resource that can really help small businesses. We'll be right back.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Welcome back. All right. So there is another kind of resource for small businesses, the ones that arise when unexpected events happen, such as the pandemic. The most popular ones, of course, that we hear of are the PPP. In Nevada, there was the PETS grant. There's the EIDL loan from SBA. But there's still another one that's still actually available for qualified small businesses. It is called the ERC, Employee Retention Credit Program. So here to talk about the program, please welcome my guest tonight. Good evening, ladies. I've got Julie Thawley, Elenita Regala, and Mary Jane Langan from EPower Financial. Good evening, ladies. How are you?
Good evening. We are good.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for joining the show. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. So why don't we start by, please tell us about EPower Financial. How long have you been in business, and what do you do?
Well, EPower Financial is a company that is owned by my husband, Dave Thawley, and myself, combined of 78 experience in the financial services. We offer a lot of products for licensed and unlicensed people. Mostly, we cater to business owners, especially those who were affected by the COVID, because we know in United States, 44% of our economy is being powered by small to medium business owners, and we want to help them as much as we can. We also give a chance for those people who wants extraordinary income, even though they are ordinary. We have all the tools and platforms for them. But for now, we are very much active for what we call the ERTC, And our two ladies here, Elenita and Jane, are really, cranking it up. We know that it may end by the end of the year unless Congress proposed to do it for the last quarter of 2021. Then we will be extending it to June 2023. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. But for now, we have helped a lot of Filipino business owners from a lousy 100,000 to 1.5 million. We're getting them recovery. And I believe in Las Vegas, I am being broadcasted from Idaho, but in Las Vegas, Elenita, our fearless leader, and her sub-leader, Mary Jane, are very much active doing it. So I'll give them the floor.
Awesome. That sounds great. Thank you so much. Well, before you give them the floor, what made you get into this business?
Me, myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. I came to the United States and I didn't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. I am a BS chemistry graduate, but because I am the eldest of four siblings, and then my father passed away when I was in fourth year college. I was supposed to go to take medicine, but I told my mom, "Oh my God, we're gonna spend tons of money just for my, room and board, even though my tuition was." But I decided, okay, I gotta do my own thing. From the laboratory, I went to the sale of chemicals, and then it went to become a construction company running by people, which I don't know even about construction, but because there's some kind of relation to the chemicals that we are distributing, we became distributor for Shell, Petron, and everything. And life was so good, except that the politics really came into place. We had government projects, and it did not really pan out good. You know how the system back home. So I decided, okay, I'll give it a shot in the United States. And I ended up here. I was not working for a year, and my mom said, okay, you're going to run out of money. You have to work. And then I have to take my chemistry test again. And I said, oh, no, I don't like it. And I checked $60,000 a year. I said, that is not really good. And then a good friend of my mom, a broker who was in the industry, unfortunately, who already passed away, I think last year, said, hey, you can become a real estate broker. And I said, I think I need 2 years of experience. I said, no, but I took my MBA in Ateneo de Manila back home. And so they said, oh, you can have the financing subjects to be put in there, and you can be a broker. So I became a real estate broker. I was selling for a while, and I always keep my car clean. And at that time, there's no such like pre-qualification. You have to show them houses first, and then you have a bunch of Filipino, full families with a bunch of kids, and then my car will be so dirty because of the mud and everything when you're showing it. It's rain in California. I said, okay, and then you feed them and you be very good to them, and then they turn around and they said, oh, my cousin has a friend who is a realtor, so I'm going to buy from her. And I said, okay,
Oh,
this
boy.
is not good. And then every time I sell a house, they will say, how much are you making again? Can you not give me a refrigerator or a chandelier? And my husband or ex-husband at that time, who was an American-born Jew, is like, are you kidding me? You don't want my wife to make money? And I said, okay, I'm not going to be always in animosity with my clients. I think there's a better way of doing it. And I studied it. I said, okay, the mortgage part of this is a mandatory. They're not going to be able. It's not like in the Philippines you buy cash, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The best and everybody came into the picture. But I said, okay, I'm gonna go on the other side of this, business, and I'm gonna do the mortgage loan. I got affiliated at that time. I think it's Great Western. And then here I am given a huge quota, and the people who are there, who were there for the very first, or for a long time, are not just sitting there and they have offices, and I'm just on the desk outside of the offices. I said, okay, this is no good. I said, okay, I can do better than this. So I put up my own mortgage company, and then somebody found me, and I became a partner, a mortgage broker for Century 21 Wise All Out by Thomas Yokoyama. And then it was good. You're making six-figure income. Life was so good. And then at that time, a financial service, I mean, an insurance company, which was called World Marketing Alliance, WMA. They had a product that they say, okay, go and recruit mortgage brokers and realtors and everything. And it just so happened that this Japanese woman, and she became my friend, and unfortunately, she passed away last couple of months ago because of colon cancer. She recruited my broker, and my broker recruited us, and we're all in this, life insurance industry, and say, do it, and the rest is history. We did it, and then that company was sold. It became WFG now,
Okay.
and we don't want. We were in the insurance and the securities. We have all the licenses and everything. 9/11 hit. And then the people who had investment in VUL, we call it, variable universal life, lost a lot of money, got upset with the agents like us, even though they were the one who really chose their portfolios. And it's like our fault. I said, hey, we told you to choose your portfolios. We gave you the choices. So I said, okay, forget about this. And then the universal index, or what we call now universal index life with living benefits, was born. And then I went back to life insurance again, and studied and everything. And then went to join the famous Hubert Humphrey, who put up their own World Leadership Group, which is a mortgage company, because he did not have a good relationship with WFG because of the current situation on the sale and everything. And then we followed him, and then because we know what we're doing, we were funding 150 loans a month, and at first we were not making money. Second year we were making six figure, and then seven figure, and then life was so good, and then there was a meltdown again. So it's kind of like, oh my God, this is like history repeating itself, right? And then I got sick. I lost my taste and smell, and for 3.5 years. But it's not because of COVID. It's because of my function of my diabetes, and then some of my neurotransmitters were affected. But I pray to Lord. Okay, if I can serve on the other side of the veil, please take me. But if not, then show me and get me well, And then January, I found this TMS doctor in Washington, D.C. And then I'm getting cured. I'm on a plant-based diet. And I was talking to my husband. I said, what should I do next? He said, well, I don't think you should work for anybody, but come up with something. And I said, what am I going to do? And then this ERTC was born. We affiliated with North Star, and now we're helping a bunch of business owners to recover a lot of money from the IRS. And it feels so good to get something out of the IRS.
For a change,
So
right?
that's the history.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Okay, let's move over to both Elenita and Mary Jane. So tell me, ladies, what exactly is ERTC or ERC, and how does it help small businesses? Oh, you're on mute.
You're mute.
Okay, so ERC stands for Employee Retention Credit, or also known as ERTC, the Employer Retention Tax Credit. So in order to provide the economic relief to business during the COVID pandemic, a CARES Act was signed March of 2020. And ERTC, or also known as ERC, is one of them, distributed by the IRS. So
Very good. Can you give us examples of the parameters? I know that there's more to it, and it's probably easier for a business owner to be able to call you, and you could go through with them if they qualify or not. But can you give some examples of some of the parameters that a small business owner needs to have in order to qualify?
sure, and that's a very good thing, Sunny, because as I've been doing it quite a lot for the past couple of weeks, I've met a lot of businesses who ask me, it's like, I can't claim ERC if I've already claimed PPP. As you
Hmm.
said, government loves abbreviations.
Yeah.
So, or if I gotten my PPP loan forgiven, that's what they said. But now you can claim both. The Congress in the Consolidated Appropriation Act, or CAA, of 2021 removed the limitation on only claiming one or the other. So back in 2020, when the CARES Act started, yes, you can only claim ERTC or PPP, but it was amended by CAA of 2021. So PPP will only cover 2.5 months of your monthly payroll expenses, and it's meant to be spread in a 6-month period. This leaves plenty of uncovered wage expenses for claiming to ERC. So I hope that's clear. Um, some businesses will say, well, I do not qualify because my gross revenue is not less than 50%. And the CAA of 2021 has changed the qualification so that a reduction of 20% now qualifies. But remember, there is also another way to qualify for the ERC. If your business has been subject to a partial or full suspension due to government order, it is qualified as well. So I would say that most, if not almost 100% of the businesses in our local area in Las Vegas will be qualified because of that situation.
Fun.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yes. Others says my business was not shut down during pandemic. So even a partial suspension order by the even a partial suspension order by the government of your business could potentially qualify. Partial shutdown or disruption or in your business, the inability to access any equipment, having limited capacity, shutdown of your supply chain or vendors, reduction in services offered, reduction of hours to accommodate sanitation, shutdown of some locations and not others, and shutdown of some members of a business are all scenarios that still potentially qualify for the ERC. The key considerations are due to the government ordered partial or full suspension of your business to not be able to continue on its day-to-day activity. I think if I remember it right, March 17 of 2020, it was mandatory for us here in Las Vegas to close down
Yep.
for a few weeks, right?
That's
So
true.
ERC started on April of 2020 all the way till December of 2020, and it continues on January of 2021 all the way to September of 2021. So it's not only like one specific period.
I think best really is for business owners to consult at least. And I've been very proactive in making sure that AAPI small businesses do so because I want to make sure that they can take advantage of this resource that's still available. I was so happy to find out that there's still money available for this program. How long does the whole process take?
Okay. The short answer to your question, Sunny, is between 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
But the part of the owners, the part of the business owners on that 4 to 6 months is less than a month. In
Okay.
real in reality, what will happen is the owner will do an application. We will do a certain interview for qualification, and then they will upload their documentation so that our strategic partner, the CPA firm, will process it accordingly to whatever the IRS is needed. That part will take an average, maybe if the business have a very healthy financial records, I would say it will take a maximum of 3 days.
Wow. Okay.
It will take the CPA a 3-week period to really personalize all the reports and match it with the IRS ruling regarding this particular program, and then they will go back and present it to the business owner. The business owner will approve and sign it, and then it will be passed to the IRS, which will take another couple of months. So that's the so my point here is that the business owner will only give 3 days of their time, and we are looking for a maximum of 26,000 for every W2 employee, qualified W2 full-time employee of their business. I'm sure it will be worth their time.
No, I have no doubt. I of course I've had friends and ex-clients that were able to apply for this particular program, and the results were pretty good. So no, that's awesome. I just want to make sure because I want my audience to know to be sure. Is it a loan, tax credit, or grant, or either? Neither.
ERC is not a loan.
Okay.
It is not a grant. It is a tax refund from the IRS.
Awesome.
It is a
Refund.
way our federal government is extending to help the business owners affected by COVID-19. As I mentioned earlier, it's part of the CARES Act of 2020. We have to be reminded what Julie have told earlier. 44% of the U.S. economy is made up of small businesses. Those are the business that have employee of 5 to 500. And federal government is helping them to get back on their feet, restore or expand their business as we go through this pandemic. In our EPower Financial family, we call it manna, money from heaven. Very rare to receive money from IRS.
Hey, you know what? That sounds good. That's very true. That number that you quoted is even higher in Nevada. In Nevada, we even have one city here, a smaller city, of course, but almost everybody in that city works for a small business. It's incredible. So I know that there's a lot of small businesses that can definitely take advantage of this resource. How can our audience contact you?
Oh, you can reach out via text at cell phone number 702-575-7531 or email us at Elenita, ELENITA epowerfinancial@gmail.com or call 877-733-9344 and make sure you put the code PHLV.
Nice. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I like that. Thank you for doing that. So, give us any last word that any kind of advice that you can give to a business owner about ERC or ERTC.
Well, Jane and I are very active here in our local community. Of course, ERC is for federal, so it's in all states. But locally in Las Vegas, we are literally like going business to business. So informing them, educating them that this is available and that it is doable for everybody. And we are here to assist. So if we are doing our share, if you already knew that this is happening, for all the business owner, would you claim your IRS tax credit? And if you would, because you could, then my question is when. So if it's now, call us 702-575-7531.
No, that's good. That's very good. We definitely want to do that. So yeah. No, thank you so much for coming in. I truly appreciate it. That is our show for tonight. For all of our audience, if you're a small business and you have not gotten your ERC or at least checked if you qualify, please let us know. We can give you their information so you can contact them and by the way, thank you, Elenita. I know that you helped a friend of mine from Washington, D.C. And I hope the call was good. All right, that is our show for tonight. Please remember, you can catch us on Spotify. You can watch us on Facebook and YouTube. Good night, everybody. Until next week, let's talk business. Take care.